So welcome in this lecture. So should we start or wait the other people to join? So welcome. I think we will start this lecture. So because we have a limited time, so we won't wait for the other persons to come. They will join in the meantime. So today I will discuss with you splitting fields of some special type of polynomials, and these are actually called as cyclotomic fields. So today's topic is cyclotomic fields. So this is an example. Am I audible to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are splitting fields of splitting. I have also sent you the notes of this lecture on your WhatsApp group. So you can also see from there what I am teaching to you. So splitting field of polynomials of the form x raised to power n minus 1, and these are also called as cyclotomic fields. Cyclo cyclotomic fields. cyclotomic fields. So cyclotomic fields, they are actually the splitting fields of polynomials of the form x raised to power n minus 1 over q. We are taking these polynomials over the field of rationals. So now consider the polynomial, consider fx equals x power n minus 1 over q. Now what are the roots of this polynomial? Yes, roots of fx, obviously they are the members which satisfy this polynomial. Means suppose I take alpha, so alpha is a root of this polynomial if what? If alpha raised to power n minus 1 is 0, or you can say that this implies alpha raised to power n is 1. So what are these then? Alpha is what? Alpha is the,
The roots of v.
yes. So roots of fx, so roots of fx are called nth roots of unity. Nth roots of unity, and they are complex numbers, and there are n nth roots of unity, and they are given by this relation, given by the relation. So given by the relation, given by the relation f this sorry this e raised to power 2 pi I k by n, and which is what? Which is cos, by Euler's, cos 2 pi k by n plus I sine 2 pi k by n. So there are n choices for k. So k runs from 0 1 up to n minus 1. Okay, and how they are nth roots of unity, it also follows from this relation, because if you take as if you take e raised to power 2 pi I k by n for any k running from 0 to n minus 1 and raise the power by n, what you get? You get e raised to power 2 pi I k by n, which is e raised to power 2 pi I k, and which is 1. Okay, so, and what is the geometric representation of these roots in the complex plane?
So they lie on a circle. We can.
Yes. So geometrically, 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 these roots are these roots these roots are the points, of course, equally spaced, points lying on the unit circle, on the unit circle in the complex plane, in the complex plane, complex plane, starting from the point, starting from the point 1 comma 0, okay, on real axis, and these points you get for the value k equal to 0. So if you draw the a plane like this, suppose this is your unit circle, this is your point, this point is your 1 comma 0 for k equal to 0, and then for k equal to 1 you get this point e raised to power 2 pi I by n. This is for k equal to 1, and you continue giving various values running from 0 to n minus 1 so that you reach here. So here you will get a point corresponding to k equal to 2 and so on. Okay, so in this direction. So what I mean to say here is that these are actually complex numbers. So I'm not actually interested in the geometry of these roots. My aim is here to just know about the splitting field of this polynomial. So splitting field by its definition in the first place should contain all the roots. So since we came to know that these are complex numbers, so therefore one thing we must conclude from this discussion is that C contains the splitting field for this polynomial. The splitting field for this polynomial must be a subfield of the field of complex numbers. So thus C contains the splitting field for this polynomial x raised to power n minus 1, our q. So let I denote this by k. So let k denotes the splitting field. Okay, so k is generated by all these nth roots of unity over q. So this means k is generated by all the nth roots of unity over q. We must also remember that the collection of nth roots of unity form a group under multiplication. You know this? So note that uh, nth roots of unity, nth roots of unity form a group, in fact the subgroup of the group of complex numbers, form a group under multiplication, form a group under multiplication, under multiplication. Okay, because if I have alpha and beta, they are nth roots of unity, then alpha raised to power n is 1, beta raised to power n is 1. So if I raise alpha beta whole n, it is going to be alpha n beta n, and which is 1. So it's a subgroup of the group of complex numbers, so therefore it's a group. and this group is cyclic, and this group is cyclic. How? Why this group is cyclic? Please tell me how. Yes, because we have a well-known result that a finite subgroup of the multiplicative group of a field is cyclic. Okay, and order of this group is n. It is cyclic of order n. By the result, by this result. By this result. A finite subgroup, a finite subgroup, finite subgroup of the multiplicative group of a field, of the multiplicative group of a field is cyclic. Okay, so let so we know that this group is cyclic, so it has a generator. So let I denote, let zeta n be the generator of this group, be the generator of this group. So generator of this group, so zeta n is called the primitive nth roots of unity. Zeta n is called the primitive nth root of unity. So how many primitive nth roots of unity are there then? So how many primitive nth roots of unity are there? How many?
So first,
Yes.
so we can take e raised power 2 pi I by n, which is 1, and its inverse that will also be, or we can take, because this is a finite group, so we have got the that Euler phi function by
Yes.
which we can find the number of generators.
Yes. 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 So they are of which type? What would be the type? If zeta n is one of them, then what would be the type of others? Yes.
Sorry, sir, I didn't get the question. Like,
You know that suppose G is a group which is cyclic and generated by A. Okay. Are you
yes,
getting this?
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
how would the other generators of G look like? Suppose order of G is n. How would the other generators of G would look like? They would be of the form A raised to power k, where 1 is less than or equal to k less than n and k is relatively prime to n. यहीं से तो मिलता है ना हमें phi n, Euler phi function. Okay, k is relatively prime to n. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So the other primitive nth roots of unity or of the form or of the type zeta n raised to power t, where 1 is less than or equal to t less than n, and t is an integer relatively prime to n. T and n, their GCD is 1. And there are precisely phi n such primitive nth roots. So there are precisely phi n such primitive roots. Primitive nth roots of unity. Roots of unity. So this is just a detail about primitive nth roots of unity that I'm giving to you, but actually I have got my answer. Actually, I was interested in finding the splitting field. Okay, so I am saying that I got the answer. What is the splitting field? What is your take on this? Yes.
Sir, this group of
Hmm.
so these complex group that we found roots of unity.
Yes.
So because this also forms the group under multiplication, so this is the field. But
No.
zero is
Uh,
not there. No, it only forms the group. Sorry, sir.
I have assumed that k is the splitting field for this polynomial. Okay, if you remember, है ना?
Yes, sir.
So k क्या होगी? K होगी q. Suppose I am denoting the roots by say zeta 1, zeta 2, so on, zeta n. Okay, so k would be zeta 1, zeta 2, so on, zeta n, the field generated by these nth roots of unity. But since I have just seen that this group is cyclic, so if you know the generator, you don't need to know about the other elements, because the generator itself would give the information about the other roots. So if zeta n I have chosen as the generator of this group, so what would be k then? K would be
So
simply q,
Q of zeta n.
q zeta
Q
n.
zeta n.
Okay, k would be q zeta n. Is the splitting field is the splitting field for the polynomial for so for fx equals x n minus 1 over. So these fields, extensions of this type, they are called as cyclotomic fields. So fields of the form fields q zeta n are called as cyclotomic fields. Cyclotomic fields. Okay. Hmm. So splitting fields of polynomials of the form. So the summary is what? Splitting fields of polynomials of the form x raised to power n over q. They are of the form q zeta n, where zeta n is the primitive nth root of unity. Means the generator of the cyclic group of nth roots of unity, zeta 1, zeta 2, so on, zeta n. Is it clear? Now, now we are now going to find the degree of extension of q zeta n over q. Now we look to investigate investigate the degree of extension of these cyclotomic fields q, zeta, and our q. So for general N, this is a cumbersome job, and we need some more information about these fields, and we will do it later on. So for the general case, for general N, we would do it later on. We would do we would do it later on. Let us take the special case. Let us take the special case when your N is P, where P is a prime number, where P is a prime number, where P is a prime, P is a prime. It means what? Now we are taking our polynomial fx as x raised to power p minus 1, okay? And now we have this zeta p is the primitive pth root of unity. Primitive pth root of unity. Root of unity. Okay, so if you remember when we studied these irreducibility criteria for polynomials, actually, what is the degree of extension of zeta p? If you go to the first unit, if you go to the first unit, what is the formula for this? क्या है भाई बताओ?
irreducible polynomial की degree.
हाँ, yes. So it is actually degree of the minimal polynomial of zeta p. Okay, degree of minimal polynomial of zeta p. And we know that a monic polynomial is irreducible if and only if a monic polynomial is a minimal polynomial if and only if it is irreducible. Obviously, zeta p satisfies this polynomial, and this is monic. So x raised to power p minus 1 would be a minimal polynomial for zeta p if and only if it is irreducible over q. It is irreducible over q. And I can get its irreducibility by applying the Eisenstein's criteria for polynomials, irreducibility of polynomials. You remember this Eisenstein's criteria or not? Yes.
सर अगर इनके कोफिशिएंट्स को कोई प्राइम p डिवाइड करता है अप टू लाइक कोफिशिएंट ai if we number them then n minus 1 up to n minus 1 like last coefficient is not included, and p square it doesn't divide the first coefficient, not coefficient actually constant term, then f of x is irreducible in z of x or q of x.
So can you apply Eisenstein's criteria here? So our polynomial is this, na? Now our polynomial fx is this one, na? Fx is now what? X raised to
power n.
X power p minus 1. So how would you apply Eisenstein's criteria here? Please tell me.
So we can take any prime, say 3 or anyone. It because it divides, because coefficients here are 0 up to n minus 1.
Hmm.
But no, 1 is also there.
1 भी है ना, 1 is the coefficient of this.
1 is also there.
Okay, then how? Hmm. नहीं, इस वन यहाँ तो इसको तो डिवाइड नहीं करता है ना, उसमें उसमें ये कंडीशन है कि p डिवाइड्स ऑल द कोफिशिएंट्स एक्सेप्ट द कोफिशिएंट ऑफ द हाईएस्ट, एंड p स्क्वायर डज नॉट डिवाइड द कांस्टेंट. ओके, so here your constant is 1, but you won't get any prime, so that you could apply Eisenstein's criteria directly. But what you do here is you apply this trick. You take this polynomial. So your x raised to power p minus 1, you can write it as x raised to power, sorry, x minus 1 into this x raised to power p minus 1 plus x raised to power p minus 2 plus so on plus x plus 1. Okay, now you take this polynomial x raised to power p minus 1 over x minus 1. This is what? This is x raised to power p minus 1 plus x raised to power p minus 2 plus so on plus x plus 1. Okay, you call this polynomial as phi px. So now see here, zeta p is what? Zeta p is a root of this polynomial phi px. Zeta p is a root of this polynomial phi px. Okay, and zeta p is not equal to 1, and zeta p is not equal to 1. Zeta p is not equal to 1. Okay, now you take this polynomial actually, phi px plus 1. This is going to be x plus 1 raised to power p minus 1 over x, and this would turn out that this would be what? This would be x raised to power p minus 1 plus px raised to power p minus 2 plus so on plus p into p minus 1 by 2 x plus p. Okay, you can expand this by binomial, applying the binomial theorem, and then you divide this by x, and then you will get this polynomial. Now you can apply Eisenstein's criteria to this polynomial because you have a prime p which is appearing in every coefficient except this last coefficient. Okay, so all the coefficients except first are divisible by p. All the coefficients of phi p x plus 1 except first this coefficient, except first coefficient are divisible by p, by p. So, and of course p square does not divide p square does not divide p, this constant. So this means by Eisenstein's criteria this polynomial phi p x plus 1 is irreducible. So this means phi p x plus 1 is irreducible. And once phi px plus 1 is irreducible, it implies that phi px is irreducible. Phi px is irreducible. Okay. Now phi px is this one, na? It is monic, satisfied by zeta p, and it is irreducible. So therefore, it is the minimal polynomial of zeta p. So this means phi px is the minimal polynomial, is the minimal polynomial for zeta p. So therefore, the degree of extension, is it clear to you? Yes. If you have any question, you can ask. Then I would move ahead.
पॉलिनोमियल ये समझ नहीं आ रहा सर।
कहाँ से?
सर मिनिमल पॉलिनोमियल क्या होता है सर?
Minimal polynomial, the smallest monic, the smallest degree monic irreducible polynomial is the minimal polynomial. Satisfied, of course, satisfied by this zeta p. Smallest degree polynomial satisfied by zeta p. But you have a criteria that a monic polynomial is the minimal polynomial if and only if it is irreducible. Okay? We have seen this in, है ना? A monic polynomial is the minimal polynomial if and only if it is irreducible. तो ये पॉलिनोमियल क्या है? ये मोनिक पॉलिनोमियल है ना, phi px, और जीटा पी इसको सेटिस्फाई भी कर रहा है, और हमने जस्ट देखा ये इरिड्यूसिबल भी है. ये इरिड्यूसिबल क्यों है? क्योंकि phi px प्लस 1 इरिड्यूसिबल है. तो ये आइजनस्टाइन्स क्राइटेरिया जो है, आप डायरेक्टली, sometimes you are not able to apply Eisenstein's criteria directly to a polynomial. You apply this trick. You substitute x in the polynomial by x plus 1 and see whether the resultant polynomial is irreducible or not. So if the resultant polynomial is irreducible, then the original polynomial is also irreducible. Because if the original polynomial is reducible, say for instance, on contrary, we are saying that this polynomial is reducible, then any factor of this polynomial would be a factor of this polynomial simply by replacing x by x plus 1. So what I mean to say here is that phi px plus 1 is irreducible. It implies phi px is irreducible. Okay? Is it clear now? So now then, what is the degree of extension of this splitting field? Yes? 1 कहाँ से होगी?
-1
Degree of this polynomial.
Yes.
p -1.
Yes. So thus the degree of extension of q zeta p over q is p minus 1, and p minus 1 is what? Phi p, where phi is the Euler phi function, where phi is the Euler phi function. Later on we would prove the general case that phi zeta n, the degree of extension of phi zeta n, q of phi zeta n over q is phi n. This is the most general case. Maybe we would do it later on, because we don't have a mechanism here to show that x raised to power n minus 1 is actually the minimal polynomial of this primitive nth root zeta n. Later on we would devise a mechanism which would show that this is the minimal polynomial of zeta n. Not this exactly, but some other polynomial would be. We would do it later on in detail. So I think how much time is left? Yes, कितना टाइम बचा है भाई अभी इस क्लास में?
सर 240 तो हो गए सर, 40 मिनट्स का ही होता है ना मीटिंग।
Yes. So now one more thing I want to tell you. ये आपको समझ में आ गया? So let us continue. If it ends, then you rejoin again. Okay.